Welcome! In today's episode I work on few final steps taking me closer to the end of this build. I start with propeller balancing. I add red paint to the tips of the prop for better visibility. I have to keep in mind that the paint thinner evaporates while the paint is drying, thus reducing in weight. Final balance should be checked after the paint fully dries. The prop size is 25 by 10. Time to run the engine for the first time. This engine is not new, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, look at that ski we made last time.
Ignition on?
Yeah. Already start. Just start.
Pay attention to the suspension. It does really great job.
Show.
Generator voltage. Wait.
The mic cut out, but you can see the generator making some voltage. We never went full RPM and got more than 10 volts. Very good, but not too long before the coupler snaps. Next, I fixed the rudder with the same method as elevator. It doesn't look too pretty, but will do for now. I use epoxy glue mixed with cotton fiber. I make sure to not apply too much around the bearing. I don't want it to become a bushing. I keep adding weight to my already heavy tail. I thought that I might get away with my large tail volume, but it really seems that I have to come up with a way to bring my CG where it needs to be. I also glue the top skin on the tail boom. I skipped making the servo access panel for now. So let's bring up some numbers. This plane, fully loaded with 3 liters of fuel, generator and skis, weighs around 20 kilograms. I actually have to check that. Stall speed in clean configuration should be somewhere around 55 kilometers per hour. With landing flaps, it comes down to around 47 kilometers per hour. This is pretty fast. I get heavy loaded warbird performance. Theoretical ground roll distances go as follows. Takeoff roll on paved surface around 22 meters and 25 meters on grass. This is quite a bit, but easily manageable. The problem starts when it comes to landing. Theoretical landing roll on paved surface is around 80 meters and around 45 to 50 meters on grass. I won't be able to use this plane on my local flying field unless I come up with a brake system. It will probably add another pound to the total weight, but the ground roll could become 35% of what it is now. I really like this idea and I think it might be the way to go. For now, I won't say how I am going to make those brakes, but I can tell you it will be really cool. I bet you never seen brakes like that. I still have some time till spring, so I can try to machine a new set of wheel hubs and make it happen. I will make sure to make the set removable so I can use it on my future builds as well. So, the last issue I want to talk about is the CG. The only reasonable way to fix my tail heavy situation is to cut the nose and extend it. It is so much off that I need to extend it by 7 inches. If you wonder how come it is so much off, it is simply my lack of designing experience. On a standard plane, the leading edge of the main wing should be 15 to 20% of the fuselage length from the prop. I didn't know this rule when I started the build, and here it is, my expensive lesson. Luckily, I have a sneaky way to cut and extend the nose group, and that is pretty much the last major step before maiden flight. I also make a tail skid. If I won't make it on time to fly on a frozen lake, I will turn it back into a wheel. I also want to say thanks to all the people who decided to subscribe to my channel. I am really happy to see the channel growing. I add tail navigation light as well. Also, I add some skin to make a transition where the wings attach. All the rivets can be drilled out after the glue sets. That's all for today, and more coming soon.